Well, I bought a new toy today. There it is down in the corner. Had a job with a couple of removals. I didn't do any video of the first one. That was a stone dead Monterey cypress. The other one was still green, but it was dying. And it showed all the symptoms of decline. There's my new toy. I bought the 500i. It is a fuel-injected chainsaw that just runs amazingly fast. Super powerful, light enough, good. I love this thing. I've only got a couple hours using it today, but oh man, I am so impressed. Highly recommend this saw. Guess they're going off the shelves at the local saw shop. They bought 3 and they sold, then they bought 7 and they sold, and then they bought 21, and about 15 of them have already sold. They had a couple left. I can't tell you enough about it. Anyway, we had this other cypress, Monterey cypress, and it was infected with the Ceridium canker. All around the trunk, it was declining. And it still was green, but when the Ceridium canker gets in there, it's usually just a couple of months. So I talked to the people that we're working for. This is at a preschool, by the way. So it was kind of a touch and go, get in and get out type of a job. They had to keep all the kids in. With COVID, it was a little bit tough because, they've only got a limited number of kids. So they're really struggling. The school is really in rough shape. So anyway, here's the drop. I'll let you kind of watch this for a bit, and then I'll pick up again later. This is with my new saw. I put a rope on there just to give it a little bit of pull because the tree was pretty balanced. Probably didn't really need it, but that's kind of like moral support. Sometimes I like a rope up there just to get things going, and I didn't want to put a wedge in there. I didn't want to have to push it over. So here goes the drop. It went nice and smooth. Not a big deal. It was a pretty straightforward tree. But there was a lot of brushing, a lot of foliage. And there she goes. I do love this saw. This is the first time I've used it. I did watch all the reviews I could find, and everybody that I talked to just loves this saw. It's a real fast saw. The fact that it's fuel injected, doesn't have a carburetor, so you don't choke it. You've got a little push button, sort of a primer that gives a little bit of fuel into the cylinders, and that's what gets it started. You got to be really careful if sometimes I hold the throttle open when I start a bigger saw, but you can't do it with this one. It's got to be totally keep your finger totally off the throttle, and it starts right up every time.
That's powerful.
So I did a little bit of a time lapse here. I set the GoPro down on the edge there, and I just went to town. I did almost the entire thing with this new 500i. It was a little big for some of the stuff, but with a brand new chain and the power. I had 3 guys working ground for me, and we hustled it out pretty fast. You can see I had to get the rope out of the way and pull it out. Nothing like leaving a rope near the chipper. So the chipper was going the whole time, and we just kept going and going and going. And I did chip some of the bigger chunks of wood. And ultimately, at the end of this whole thing, I cut up all the firewood. And there we go. Cut up all the firewood, and then I quartered it. And we chipped it all. It's not a great firewood because there's so much pitch in it, and a lot of people don't like it. There we are at the end of the job. Last little bit of cleanup. Everything went fine. People were real happy. Got a new guy. I'm really impressed with this guy. Hey, Daniel. So we had to deal with all the parents coming and going through the day. We had to wear our masks and stay out of the way with them. But all in all, I really enjoyed this. Having a new saw made a big difference. And there it is, final cleanup. In and out one day. We knocked out 2 removals, got everything hauled away, cleaned up, chipped up all the wood, spread some of the sawdust out there. There's the stump from the second tree. And we trimmed about 4 or 5 pear trees and a huge elm in the back.